I think it's an exciting time to be a part of the Jakarta Bureau. I think it's an exciting time to be in Indonesia because Indonesia has always been a market that everybody watches. There have always been many changes happening. Vibrant. We are very vibrant. We're very kind. The one thing, whatever said and done, people might want to say whatever they want to say about Indonesia. Oh, it's developing country. Oh, the traffic. They love to say macet. The people are amazing. Extremely kind people. We're very content and very patriotic. You'll never find any Indonesian. I mean, we're allowed to talk bad about ourselves, but if anybody else does say anything, we'll pick a fight with them. No matter what happens, the country runs. It has the ability to pick itself up and get back on track and where it needs to, maybe not where it needs to be, but to move forward.
It was a legendary trading route that for thousands of years connected the Middle East with Asia, ancient Persia with ancient China. It stretched through some of the most rugged terrain in the world. Deserts, mountains, raging torrents. It was called the Silk Road. Now modern China is building a new Silk Road connecting Beijing to the world. And it is fast taking shape. Already the world's longest railway can carry freight from the heart of industrial China to the Middle East and Europe. The world's longest expressway linking China to Europe opened in 2016. The new Silk Road has brought an avalanche of oil refineries, mines, factories, shops, and educational institutions to countries in the Middle East. Chinese investment is reshaping a difficult region.
China is a very good alternative to Western products and goods.
Egypt give a very really importance to Chinese.
The Silk Road will restructure the world's most important energy sectors.
China is buying into both the Saudi Arabian oil structure and also the Iranian. Very unusual given that they're supposedly implacable enemies.
I'm Anthony Morse, and I'm embarking on this epic journey along the new Silk Road to investigate how China's plans will shape the Middle East.
The new Silk Road, also known as the One Belt, One Road Plan, is a hugely ambitious initiative launched by President Xi Jinping in 2013. It will link up 65 countries and 4.4 billion people. That is about 60% of the world's population. I've spent the last 2 years traveling around the world to understand this plan, from Kyrgyzstan to Kazakhstan, Malaysia to Indonesia, Sri Lanka to Africa, India to Greece. I've traveled to 12 countries to see how China's plan has impacted millions of lives. This year, my journey will begin in China and take me through Pakistan and the Middle East.
Pakistan and the Middle East are places filled with security challenges and economic problems. But now China's Silk Road is bringing change, and it is a high-stakes game. Chinese companies may lose billions of dollars if investments go sour. But if successful, the opportunities are endless. And more importantly, the Silk Road may bring some stability to this problematic region.
There are huge implications, not just for the people living in the Middle East, but for all of us around the world who depend on the region for oil, whose lives are impacted by the refugee crisis, and whose homes could be destroyed by radical groups from the Middle East. To understand this world-changing plan that China has, you need to come here first. This is Ningxia, my first stop along the New Silk Road connecting China to the Middle East.
There are various routes in China's New Silk Road, and different Chinese cities have different designated roles. For example, Guangzhou along the southern coast is where the Maritime Silk Road begins. Lanzhou in central China connects to the Silk Road in Kazakhstan and Central Asia. And Ningxia, where I am right now, is the start of the Middle Eastern Silk Road.
This is where Arabic leaders come if they want to do business with China. And this is where the Chinese come if they want to do business in the Middle East. Billions of dollars of Arab-Chinese investment flows through this city, and it is because of this. Ningxia has proud Islamic roots. There are more than 400 mosques here, and Islamic schools have produced some 7,000 imams whose studies are sponsored by the Chinese government. To find out how this has come to be, I'm at the Tongxin Mosque. Built over 1,300 years ago, it tells the story of how Islam penetrated the heart of China. Today is Friday, and Hui people from the town have gathered for Friday prayers. The Huis are the largest group of Muslims in China. Professor Yang is my guide to this unique culture. He is Hui and also a history expert.
现在今天是星期五，我们现在去礼拜，戴上帽子。
So we'll need this for the mosque?
哎，对，是的帽子。
谢谢, thank you.
The Huis are an 11 million strong group that is also the second largest of China's 55 officially recognized ethnic minorities. The Huis are closely connected to the history of the old Silk Road. They are descendants of Arab and Persian merchants who traveled here in the 7th century. The merchants married local Chinese women and settled here, planting the roots of Islam in China. I'm not Muslim, but they've graciously allowed me to participate in their ceremony. And it is not uncommon for the Huis to welcome their curious Chinese counterparts from time to time.
This mosque is very interesting in that it looks more like a Chinese temple. Can you tell me the history of this place?
这座清真寺啊，它是中国古代明朝的一个皇帝朱元璋，他在打他的王朝的时候，有很多的回族将领为他建立这个王朝，这个立下了功勋，所以他做皇帝以后呢，就下令在全国一些重要地方建了一些清真寺，比方南京、西安、同心的这个也是其中之一。由于它的这个建筑历史悠久，所以你看它这个建筑风格，跟你看到近现代中国的清真寺迥然不同。那么那个时候呢，我们知道伊斯兰教虽然传入中国有1300多年的历史，但那种阿拉伯式的群顶建筑风格传入中国却是近现代的事儿。所以在600多年前建这座清真寺，它是完全的中国古典宫殿式的建筑。一句话，它是完全的中式建筑。
I see. So this then is really a fusion of Islamic and Chinese cultures.
对，这也就是说，伊斯兰教传入中国，它和中国的东方文明文化，它也进行了东西方文化的交融，这也是伊斯兰教传入中国的一个中国式的伊斯兰吧，或者是伊斯兰的中国化。
Ningxia has the highest concentration of Hui people in all of China. Muslim Huis form 1/3 of the population in this province. No surprise, then, that Ningxia has extensive links to other Muslim nations, whether through faith, food, or finance.
Is this place the one with the strongest ties to the Middle East?
是，现在已经有越来越多的中东商人在和我们在做这些贸易，这个就源远流长了。在中国古丝绸之路，很多的中亚、西亚，包括阿拉伯、波斯商人，他们经过常年驼队到这里来，这种贸易活动一直传承到现在， 这里有很多的回族，所以起码清蒸牛羊肉这一点进军中东，这是他们会放心的。
Ningxia has been allocated a special role on China's New Silk Road. The city will be the envoy to Arab nations. And it is hosting a party of staggering scale to celebrate.
All these flowers have been set up to welcome delegates from the Middle East.
This is the China Arab Expo of Ningxia, a huge national event attended by heads of states from the Middle East, high-level government officials from China, and hordes of business people and journalists. Here's a snazzy video produced by the China team just for the event.
"博览会已成为中阿共建“一带一路”的重要平台，促进了中阿友好交往和经贸合作。中阿双方共建合作平台，共享繁荣成果，共同谱写中阿合作发展的新篇章。我们热诚欢迎各界朋友关注宁夏。
Ministers from Afghanistan, Mauritania, and Egypt took to the stage to talk about their support for the New Silk Road, also known as the One Belt and Road. This expo is where many of China's deals with the Middle East are inked, and it has been a staggering amount. China signed deals with Jordan, Egypt, and a long list of other countries. In total, more than 1,000 agreements worth over $90 billion were secured at the expos. Besides an avalanche of deal signing ceremonies, a major exhibition has also been set up to showcase China's partnership with different countries.
This place is huge. I've been walking around for a couple of hours and I've only covered half the space. There are endless examples of Chinese companies partnering Middle Eastern companies.
This is a rebalancing of global relations at work. The Middle East didn't have such extensive ties with China. Now it does. Displayed here are plans on how the New Silk Road will transform the Middle East and create a new world order.
Do you transfer money overseas? Introducing SingX, the smartest way to send money online. Get unbeatable exchange rates and enjoy guaranteed savings. Check out our live rates online. Sign up now for personal or business payments. SingX, the smartest way to send money overseas.
On our next Asia Business First, the world's biggest buyer of oil is shaking up the market. China opens its domestic market to trade futures contracts. Just what are the implications of this move? We'll explain.
On Primetime Asia tonight, unrest in Myanmar's Rakhine State after police opened fire on a crowd of ethnic Buddhists, killing at least 7 people. Plus, Indonesia's president reshuffles his cabinet for the 3rd time. Golkar Party and the military get more clout in his inner circle. Join us at 7 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong time.
Next on First Look Asia, it takes more than a camera to pull off great shots, especially when you're around nuclear sites. So what gets Nobel Peace Prize photographer Sim Chi-yin clicking? The Singapore International Violin Competition kicks off its 2nd edition soon. More than 120 applicants, but only 32 shortlisted to compete. All this and more on First Look Asia, Thursday.
New year, new troubles.
这个社区啊，比我这个老婆更重要哎。
New partner.
你要多少钱？
我不是随随便便的女人。
New problems.
顺丰根本配不上你，你跟他在一起真的很委屈你。
你相信我这次？
好，我相信你。
New challenges.
什么运动不做，去攀什么岩呢？洪珊珊，你真的够了哈！
New time slot. 1 hour of drama for you. 118 Reunion. Mondays to Fridays, 9 p.m. on Channel 8.
I'm in Ningxia in China, start of the modern Silk Road connecting China to the Middle East. Today, the governments and business leaders from both sides are gathered at the China Arab Expo.
China has impressive plans for the Silk Road in the Middle East, and I'm here to check it out.
Inside the hall, there are booths from 47 countries and over 1,000 companies. Amongst the biggest is a booth set up by the Egyptians. And it's not all song and dance. The Egyptian Investment Authority tells me that the new Silk Road is a top priority for the Egyptian government.
What are your objectives here at the Expo?
I'm coming, of course, proud to promote Egypt and Chinese cooperation, and I hope to attract the biggest companies in power station, in energy, in industry, and in all infrastructure activities.
Big plans are underway indeed. China is building high-speed trains in Egypt, industrial parks, and a new capital city. These agreements are worth a whopping 15 billion US dollars.
Now, what about Chinese investment? Has it exceeded investment inflow from the West?
Yeah, from 2-3 years ago, Chinese companies coming to be newcomers in a large scale, not a small or medium size. They were before. One of the biggest industrial park in Egypt is TEDA. It's the Chinese industrial investor developer park there.
How would you describe Egypt's reception of China business?
Look, I will tell you, I'm proud that I'm promote Egypt. It's a great country, the biggest country, and for China the same. I mean, China is a culture, is a history, and we were the first really country to make relationship politically with China from the Middle East, and this is one of the things significant that Egypt give a very really importance to Chinese.
And it's not just Egypt that's eager to partner China. A long list of countries from the Middle East have booths to attract investments. Other Muslim-majority nations outside the Middle East, like Pakistan, Malaysia, and Ghana, have also sent delegations.
This is the largest gathering of Muslim businessmen of different nationalities. There are other Islamic trade expos organized by Dubai and Malaysia, but it's only communist China that has managed to pull off something of this scale.
And I think it's only in China where you will find samba dancers at an Arab States event, performing right opposite the Saudi Arabia booth, no less. Thousands of Arab businesses are also here to pitch deals.
Hi there.
Hello.
I'm Anthony.
Eli.
Good to
You're
meet
welcome.
you, Eli. So tell me, how is business going?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good.
Can you tell me a little bit about why you chose to come here to the Expo?
We're here to sell our products, our Lebanese tasty product, Lebanese flavor. You can taste it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we produce nuts with Lebanese flavor. And
delicious.
Thank you. And we are seeking for entering the Chinese market. If 1% of the Chinese people will eat our nuts, we will not be able to sell anywhere else. They will take all our production capacity and we will be growing for sure.
That sounds like that's good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure you can. It's great.
This expo is also an excellent marketing platform for Chinese state-owned enterprises. Over 100 of them are here pitching their services. Chinese firms can help to grow food, improve manufacturing processes, or loan you money.
很高兴见到您，欢迎您光临中国银行，用创新思维为您量身打造综合性、跨境级、离岸人民币服务方案，为您的全球贸易和投融资活动提供新的选择，注入新的活力。
Chinese companies can also set up computing and infocom needs for an entire country.
中国联通全面进入云计算服务商时代。
That's not all. There are also infrastructure companies, power companies, solar energy companies, and of course, the hot favorite, Chinese high-speed trains. That's already been successfully sold to 102 countries. They've set up a simulation experience here, and I want to give it a go.
So can I give it a try?
Yes, yes.
Look, I even get to test drive a train.
All right. Forward.
Forward?
Yes.
Am I going too fast right now?
Speed.
190.
Yes.
9700.
Yes.
Okay. And this train can go up to 300, right? Because this is a high-speed rail.
Yes.
Chinese companies are here to provide solutions to every governing problem imaginable. And I can see why so many officials from the Middle East have come here to shop. Here, a minister from Morocco is thinking about buying some buses.
There's nothing like this anywhere else in the world. There's certainly no US Arab States Expo, no Europe Arab States Expo. And what's more, China has managed to bring rival Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran under one roof for the purpose of business.
The infrastructure looks impressive, and the Belt and Road deals sound promising. But are all these government agreements really having impact on the ground?
We've seen billions of dollars worth of investments being inked at the China Arab Expo. But what are all these investments, what kind of on-the-ground impact are they really having in the Middle East?
In many ways, where WTO was about these big agreements and large companies could benefit from that, the Belt and Road actually offers a tremendous amount to small and medium-sized business entities, because you just load it in at one end and it emerges at the other. And it's a means and methodology which was not as available unless you were a big, big company and you could get the ports and put up the rail lines and road lines to get your manufactured products or your global supply chain connected. So it's a very, very big sea change in terms of who could possibly benefit. Now, in terms of the Middle East, going back, how will it benefit on the ground? A lot depends on how these individuals and countries react to this and whether or not these connections can be made.
Do you think Chinese investment in the new Silk Road will contribute to stability in the Middle East?
It should, in theory. I mean, the incredible thing is, you know, as we were talking about, if you look at the list of countries that have signed on to Belt and Road, many of them are just hardcore enemies. You have Iran and Saudi Arabia and Israel and Palestine, everybody, and it's basically open. So I think perhaps this could be a new template for solving age-old issues. Listen, you know, we don't have to get into the politics and religious issues. If we can just trade and start creating a better environment for the people who live here.
Chinese academic Li Guofu agrees.
When Xi Jinping visited the Cairo, he made very significant speech in the headquarters of Arab League. He said the Middle East is a land full of oil resources, but at the same time, this land is also full of the conflicts and the brothers. What we believe needed most of this region is people not to focus on what China is going to do is we try to help economic developments and in this way to provide the hopes for the young people. If people have the hopes, people have the jobs, they believe they could have a decent life. That kind of beliefs or hopes would keep them from the radicalism or from the terrorism.
As the China Arab Expo demonstrates, the modern Silk Road to the Middle East is progressing at full speed, with deals being struck in the corridors of power. But the Silk Road isn't just about government and big business. It's also about the little guys, the traders and merchants and manufacturers. And for that story, I'm headed to Yiwu, located on the southern coast of China. This is the Little Arab of China.
A high-stakes quest.
Let's be bold and go one step further.
Water independence for the survival of the country.
60,000 of us in the stadium, we all drank new water that's come out of the sewers.
But even with success, the search goes on, because Singapore must never run dry of water. Blueprint for survival. New water. Tonight on Channel News Asia.
Safeguard your business with Singapore's trusted general insurance company, offering a wide range of comprehensive insurance solutions for all. Enjoy competitive rates and simplified processes, tailor-made to protect all your business needs. Get your quote at iii.com.sg today.
Wakeboarder and lifestyle coach Melanie Tan and her friend Ain Hashim journey to an exclusive island off Sri Lanka.
This is what glamping is all about, right?
Yeah. And experience an action-packed trip as they immerse themselves in local culture.
I felt very much connected to them. They let me enter their life. I felt very special.
In Pursuit of Magic Glamping Adventures. Saturday 9:30 p.m. on Channel News Asia.
SR115 the truth?
Yes, sir.
When the truth has been blurred.
Awak cakap saya cari bukti yang salah. Siapa yang sepatutnya saya sesat?
And everyone is a suspect.
Awak fikir saya yang bunuh dorang?
Did you? The drama intensifies.
Jeffrey Wijaya ni ayah Liz ke?
Emotions are running high. Confusion and pressure heightens in SR115. Every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. on Surya.
On Primetime Asia tonight, unrest in Myanmar's Rakhine State after police opened fire on a crowd of ethnic Buddhists, killing at least 7 people. Plus, Indonesia's president reshuffles his cabinet for the third time. Golkar Party and the military get more clout in his inner circle. Join us at 7 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong time.
I'm traveling on China's new Silk Road, and I've come to Yiwu along the southern coast of China. You may have not heard of this place, but you are likely to own something that's been manufactured here. Soft toy, balloons, jewelry. This is where the $1 store gets its products.
What I saw in Ningxia are the generals of the new Silk Road, the leaders and bosses who are charting a new trade path. What Yiwu has are the foot soldiers of the Silk Road.
Thousands of traders from Arab countries and all over the world come here. And they are here for this, the International Trade City, the world's largest small commodities market.
Looks like I found a friend here.
This place has over 200,000 shops, catering to 200,000 visitors daily. The floor space takes up 6.4 million square meters, equivalent to over 1,000 football fields. You'll find all kinds of goods here. And don't even think about walking around in this maze of a mall without a guide. You can get lost, really lost. I've been told that it will take more than 1 year to check out all the shops. 1 year! Imagine that! It's why there are thousands of shopping agents working here to help confused buyers like me.
Hi.
Are you shopping?
Hi.
Hey, I'm Anthony.
Nice to meet you.
This place is huge.
Hey.
This way?
This way.
All right, let's check it out. You're an agent. Tell me about your work.
带中东客户采购各类商品。
And I understand you speak fluent Arabic?
Okay. السلام عليكم. درست اللغة العربية سنتين في مصر.
Wow, very impressive.
我在埃及学过2年的阿拉伯语。
Now, what about the buyers from the Middle East? What do they normally buy here?
中东客户一般采购各类商品都有，五金类的、饰品类的都有买，各类商品他们都买。
All right, let's do some shopping. Show me how it works.
Okay, let's go.
Sounds good. So, where to next?
看一下这一家。
Oh, in here. Oh, wow. 你好。
你好。
Hi, 你好，老板。
你好。
Nice to meet you.
你好，老板。
老板, if I wanted to buy this picture here, how much would one unit cost?
连卖料是73。73买一个。那个批发价呢？批发价量大的话呢，66可以给你，量很大。66.
66? Actually, that's not bad for the workmanship. Okay. What else do you have in here? Is there more that we can see inside?
有没有什么其他新款的？来看一下。
Mr. Ma specializes in Islamic art. His factory produces intricate carvings of Quranic verses and Mecca.
我们是做中东的那个老味为主的，那边那个客人过来的多一点，所以那边的商品也好卖一点，那采购人的多一些，那边市场比较大。
I've seen similar products like this in markets in the Middle East, and the vendors there tell me that they're locally made.
这种情况是有的，有些国家他把中国货拿过去，充当他们自己本地的货或者其他国家的货有卖的，这种情况是有的。
Now I know. This is not made in the Middle East. And this is not made in Dubai, or Oman, or Qatar. A lot of what looks like Arabic art is probably made in China. Yiwu has gotten a reputation as the little Arab of China because of the number of Arab businessmen who come here. And they're here because of the incredible business efficiency.
我们货收齐之后，帮他订这个集装箱，集装箱订完之后就是装柜，装完之后我们就是报关嘛，报海关，报完之后他这个柜子就可以走了。然后也看这个地区的，如果是约旦的话，大概40天左右就到了；如果巴勒斯坦、埃及这比较稍微近一点的话，大概1个月就能到。
There are thousands of agents like Xiaoping who get a commission from each successful deal. But there are also some foreigners who have decided to cut out the middleman. I've arranged to meet one such man.
Hello, Mr. Hamid.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anthony. Good to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Today, Hamid is helping a fellow Iranian to procure headscarves. Majid has seen a design he likes, and he wants it copied in China.
如果能找到的这个面料，它是大概有6万条。
暗花的吗？
对，你在图片上给老板娘说，有可能是找不到，要他把面料眼睛，他要看一下手感，它的厚度、它的密度都有关系的。
对，样品的话清楚一点。
明天还是后天我肯定给你样品。没有问题的。
And it's a done deal. 60,000 scarves will be delivered in 20 days once the boss receives the samples.
我跟你说，马季先生，20天我觉得是挺好的。现在是在整个浙江查得很严格，是环保方面的，很多交货1个月的，2个月都交不了货了。有这个老板娘才有她的本事才可以做得到，很多人现在真的不容易，做不到。
真的，天天的我们客户过来这里啊，老板娘真的颜色配颜色，还有其他的，老板娘帮我们，她很好的。
那不打扰了，我们先做。
哦，好的。
这个几天有客人来就会安排到这里来啊。我们先做了。
谢谢。
非常感谢，非常感谢。
谢谢。
我们下一家要去看我的客人在他们那里订了一个围巾，我要去看他们开始做的还是怎么样的。
啊，
哎，你好，老板娘。
你好，
李先生。
哎，你好，你好。
啊，今天好帅哦。
哎，谢谢，我是天天说。
我觉得今天特别帅。
哎，我们那个客人的前几天订的货，现在已经很顺利的在做的吗？
已经在安排了。
真的？
对。
没有任何的问题。
没有问题。
This shop is one of over 500 stores manufacturing headscarves in this market. Hamid still has a long list of suppliers to visit, so I have to make my questions quick.
Can you tell me how your business works?
我们做的这些围巾给伊朗买的，是因为我们伊朗的客户自己带过来的一些花型、一些款式，在中国我们在电脑里先设计，按照伊朗人喜欢的款式和 它的颜色会配好色，然后在电脑上做好之后，去把它印花。
But can't all these goods be manufactured in Iran?
在伊朗没有办法生产，因为首先技术设备有可能在很多方面不够，还有一个问题是费用方面，如果是在伊朗生产的话，费用、工资、交工 都成本会很高，所以比较那个在中国生产的比较合算的。
So business must be good, profits are up?
这个就当秘密，我不能告诉你的。
The arrival of these Middle Eastern traders echoes the arrival of their ancestors on the ancient Silk Road thousands of years ago. The ancient Silk Road is really a memorial to the power of thousands of individual traders. And for the new Silk Road to be successful, it will also depend on the businessmen and entrepreneurs who ply the road. Do not underestimate these small business transactions. In May 2014, Yiwu exported $77 million worth of small plastic decorations, $44 million worth of unnamed plastic manufactured products, $36 million worth of imitation jewelry. That's all in just 1 month. And in 2016, this city exported more than $17 billion worth of products. That's more than the annual GDP of countries like Laos or Brunei.
Yiwu hosts buyers from all over the world, from Europe to Latin America to Southeast Asia. But it's the large number of Middle Eastern traders that gives Yiwu its reputation of being Little Arab in China.
And there's been an explosion in the culinary scene. Dozens of Middle Eastern restaurants have been set up in the city to cater to these traders. And in the process of business, the sparks of romance have also been ignited. I'm meeting a Jordanian restaurant owner who married a Chinese wife.
So tell me about your story. How did you guys meet and fall in love?
是在02年吧，我们在广州那个时候认识的，然后在02年的年底，我跟他结婚了。然后呢，可能 刚开始的时候嘛，那个在02年的时候，广州跟外国人结婚的不是太多。
You both come from different cultural backgrounds. Were there any objections from your families when you first met?
当时家里人是反对的，中东那边的话是一种宗教信仰，然后家里人都知道。首先一点，最反对一点就是他们国家可以娶4个老婆的，这一点是家里人特别反对的。然后经过他的努力和我的可能的配合吧，感动了我的父母，让他们知道，虽然法律是这么规定的，但是不是每个人都必须这么做的。
这个事情是我的事情，又不是家里的事情，他们又不跟我一起生活在这里。我在中国这边，我一个人在生活这里啊，那应该他们要明白，我这边要身边要有人看我。
What about today? Are your families supportive of your marriage?
现在也不一样，我家里人都来过中国这边，又看我们也回家到阿拉伯那边，他们刚开始又不认识我老婆，现在又认识她，又喜欢她。
So what about the new Silk Road? And now that you have more people from the Middle East coming here, are you seeing an increase in cross-cultural marriages?
一带一路就让更多的国家的、更多的人到EU这边的做生意，很多人有生活在这里，又结婚的中国人在这里啊。我也认识很多的人结婚中国这边，他们生活真的非常好。
因为一带一路嘛，大量的一些可能是中东国家的好多的青年来到了中国，来到义乌。他们呢觉得可能生活在中国比较幸福，或者说幸福指数比较高，然后就大量的选择了这些中国的姑娘。
We always hear about the Silk Road of trade. But here's something you don't often hear discussed: the new Silk Road of love.
I'm curious to know what you think these intermarriages, what impact they'll have.
This love story has been going on for a long time. A trader coming in and marrying a local girl or man or whatever, they have automatically, they have it might be love, but it's also very practical because now you have a web of connections and understanding. You have somebody who you can trust, who can tell you what the situation is, and there's an exchange of cultures.
So it's not just good for romance, it's also good for business. And with more intermarriages come a new generation of Silk Road ambassadors.
How far has the so-called outsider president gone to achieve his campaign promise to make America great again?
We cannot seem to get beyond the polarized environment of that debate, and I think that puts us in perpetual gridlock, and that's freezing our politics.
When they step back and think, how do we look to the rest of the world? Is American leadership as strong as it was previously?
Between the Lines, tonight on Channel News Asia.
The biggest television event of 2018. The world's greatest sport. The biggest names in football. All the teams. The builder. The anticipation. The expectations. As the world competes for one trophy. The Road to Russia every Saturday and Sunday at 9:30 p.m. on Octo Sports.
On Primetime Asia tonight, unrest in Myanmar's Rakhine State after police opened fire on a crowd of ethnic Buddhists, killing at least 7 people. Plus, Indonesia's president reshuffles his cabinet for the 3rd time. Golkar Party and the military get more clout in his inner circle. Join us at 7 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong time.
Succulent flame-grilled chicken, sizzling charcoal barbecues, tender smoked beef brisket. Calling all carnivores, it's time to savor the food show that's all about meat.
Delicious juiciness.
Join our stars on a food crawl for the best and tastiest dishes in Singapore.
See, it's so crispy.
It just melts in your mouth. Meat and cream, Tuesday, 8 p.m. on 5.
Must try Soft and Fresh by MediaCorp.
On our next Asia Business First, the world's biggest buyer of oil is shaking up the market. China opens its domestic market to trade futures contracts. Just what are the implications of this move? We'll explain.
This is Yiwu, a city in China known as Little Arab because of the number of people from the Middle East living here. You'll find them in the city's malls and restaurants, and also in local public schools.
I'm here at a local public school, and I'm told there are many international students studying here, and I'm about to meet them. Hi. 你好。你好。我叫 Anthony。你好 Anthony。我来自新加坡。你呢？
我来自于也门。
也门。你呢？
Iran.
Iran. So what are you guys doing? A clapping game?
Yes.
Yeah? Very good job.
Yeah, good job. There is a serious purpose to all these fun and games. It is part of the school's psychology program for foreign students.
How does your school help the international students adjust here?
1年级的时候进来的之后，我们学校会专门有专业的老师组织刚刚入学的外籍学生开展一堂新生的心理团辅课，让他们尽快的适应学校的生活。心辅课的话，一般是以团体游戏为主，那么通过游戏的一个肢体的接触呀、语言的交流呀，让他们减少这种陌生人跟陌生人之间的这种陌生感，尽快的能够熟悉起来。
Now, with the development of the new Silk Road, do you find that there are more foreign students coming here?
哦，是的，开发区学校刚刚可以招收外籍学生的时候，每年大概只有2、3个孩子可以进来。那到现在为止，像今年开发区学校就已经招收了11名外籍学生的孩子，其中1年级就有8名。
我在这里住了7年，然后上学的话，我觉得特别愉快，这里的人也很友好，然后还有那么多中国小朋友，也有这么多外国小朋友，我觉得特别好玩。我有学华文，如果英文在也门有很多人想来这里学中文，然后呢，我要教他们。我有很多朋友在这里，有我的好老师，我喜欢。
It's not just these kids that are being educated in the Chinese way. All across China, thousands of scholarships have been offered to foreigners to study in Chinese universities. And I'll also visit government-funded Chinese language institutes that have sprouted all over the Middle East, in countries like Afghanistan, Iran, and Lebanon. All these education institutions are part of China's soft power push on the New Silk Road. Its leaders know that friendship is the glue to making its business deals a success.
You'll notice that when Xi Jinping starts talking these days, he's so much about person-to-person communication, diplomacy, exchanges, educational things. They know they have deficits. Now, China is a world power, but it doesn't necessarily have a lot of people who are very versed in this area, and vice versa from these other countries. China looms large on the headlines, but the details can be sometimes overlooked in terms of how many people speak Chinese. So China has a lot on its hands in terms of doing this. They're trying to pursue it in terms of people-to-people exchanges, education, things like that. But it's a very aggressive kind of initiative.
From trader to trade minister, from small deals to mammoth agreements, the new Silk Road will cast a web of connections across the Middle East and the rest of the world. And what's needed to power the factories and ships and trains and cars that drive the new Silk Road is this: oil.
Why should we care about oil? Well, think about the worst threats and crises the world has faced in the last 40 years. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, 9/11, Assad, Gaddafi, Saddam, Iran. They are all related to oil. And now China has become the biggest buyer of this product.
Underpinned by solid growth, and as a mounting number of its citizens acquire cars, China's thirst for crude is not likely to be quenched anytime soon.
Oil will continue to be very, very important in China until electric or something else comes along.
We know that China has bought huge amounts of oil from the Middle East, but now they're also buying up portions of these oil companies. Saudi Aramco in Saudi Arabia, the Iranian National Oil Company, and so forth. What are the implications, and will China play a more active role in guarding or maintaining stability to safeguard its investment?
Good question. They're buying into both the Saudi Arabian oil structure and also the Iranian. Very unusual given that they're supposedly implacable enemies. China is trying to stabilize the situation by having foot in every camp and not, as I said, playing politics, but simply trade. If they stay on the trade things, they have some hope of dealing with it.
That's very much kind of the rhetoric around this, right? This is a win-win for everyone involved.
If you start looking at the members who have signed on to the Belt and Road Initiative, the Silk Road, OBOR, whatever people like to call it, it's amazing because you have traditional enemies. You have Iran and Saudi Arabia, you have Israel, you have Palestine. Everybody is involved.
Do you think that Chinese investment and the new Silk Road will contribute to stability in the Middle East?
Yes, of course, definitely. It will take time. What we are going to do in the midst, we try to link the regional countries, their own strategy of developments with China's and the framework of One Belt, One Road.
Politics in the Middle East is messy and malicious. And as China builds its Silk Road, it will have to deal with these political risks.
The new Silk Road is all about connectivity. It includes railroads, highways, oil pipelines, and it affects governments, traders, women, and children. China is keenly aware that in this globalized world, what happens in the Middle East will also impact people here. And it seems it can no longer stand on the sidelines and watch the Middle East descend into chaos.
Gives us the strength to push on and takes us to the edge.